Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm Brian Sherwood. This is the Best Adventure Podcast, as you already know. Today with me is fellow podcaster, host of The Better Life with Gary Bernard. Please welcome Mr. Gary Bernard. All right, Gary Bernard, welcome.
Thank you for having me on the podcast.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem. So, best adventure, man. What do you got for me?
Oof, best adventure.
What are you doing to live your best life?
I mean, trying to change the negative things about myself to become a better individual, because I truly believe that once I'm a better person, that will shine outward, and that will also go along with my goal of eventually being a life coach and helping people.
Okay.
Which is what I really want to do, because my passion is to help others.
Okay.
So just going through that, trying to figure it out, a lot of trial and error.
Right, of course there is.
I'm not a perfect person. I've fucked up in a lot of ways.
Right.
I mean,
We all have, man.
I've had substance abuse issues. I definitely had a drinking problem, especially since my dad passed away. That kind of took me downhill, flipped my whole life upside down. But, it's not about perfection. It's about trying to just go day by day and do better than you did the day before.
Right.
Is what I think.
Okay.
But as far as best adventure, I mean, what do you want me to share? Like a specific time?
No, man. It sounds like you just did share it.
Okay.
Your best adventure seems to be overcoming your personal adversities and using that to benefit and help other people to overcome theirs.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the struggle with that has been, you'll find so many people who will listen to my podcast,
right.
And they'll sit there and they'll be like, "You're not a perfect person. Like, how are you going to try to tell me to live my life when you don't live yours right?" And it's like, because of all my pain and my struggle and my trauma, that's what makes me the person to be able to share the real experience. I'm not just talking out my ass, basically.
Right.
It's like all real shit that I've gone through and a lot of pain and a lot of sad shit. But honestly, I share that and it helps people, because I have people hit me up and they're like, "Your podcast on anxiety or depression or what you went through with your dad," it seems to really help people, and it's really cool when people reach out and they're like, "Yo, your shit really helped me through a rough time," and
right.
That's what I live for, honestly.
Good. So since we're on the topic, real quick, go ahead and tell people what your podcast is so that they can reach this.
Oh yeah, so my podcast is called The Better Life Podcast, and it's about personal development, all my struggles I've gone through that I share that I believe can help somebody through a hard time. So yeah, you can definitely hold on. You can definitely find my podcast anywhere you listen to your podcasts: Google, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. There's a lot of them. Anywhere you find podcasts, honestly.
Awesome. I actually have listened to every episode of your podcast. Actually, I really like it.
Damn, every episode.
Every episode, man. I have a lot of time when I'm at work. I
Okay.
I work alone and get to listen to things a lot. So
I really appreciate that, and I
Yeah.
feel bad because I started listening to one of yours, and I just haven't
Don't
listened to
feel bad.
podcasts for a while, but I
Don't
will
feel
listen
bad.
to it.
Don't feel bad at all, man. No, I really liked specifically the one about anxiety, because you hit on some really good topics on that, and you brought out some really interesting coping mechanisms that I guess, what was it, one of your friends shared with you, is like, I feel depressed and I fucking love it.
Yo, yes.
I've never heard that one. I've heard a
funny
bunch
shit.
of different ways to cope with anxiety and stress and depression and stuff like that. I've never heard that one. And it was cool. It was unique and new. So I liked that one, and I really liked the one, drawing a blank here. I don't want to ruin it. Something about not. Shit. I forget what it was. It it was a couple episodes before the anxiety one. It was about not letting other people take you down and just like learning to just accept your own life and say fuck whatever everybody
Yeah.
else thinks. Like I really liked that one too.
Damn, I'm trying to
So
remember what episode that was.
yeah, I can't remember what you titled it, but that was kind of the gist of
Yeah.
the idea there.
I think in that one I was kind of low key calling out some people without saying any
Yeah,
names. I did it just just to share the examples of how people
right,
can act towards you, and like they don't know your story, so they don't get to judge
Right.
you for it.
right. So circling back to kind of where we started here, your father,
Yeah.
may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
When was that, and how did that affect you and your work life balance, that kind of stuff, and more specifically, how did you overcome that pain?
So first of all, he died August of last year,
Okay,
and from glioblastoma, which is like a super rare form of brain cancer.
okay,
But it's interesting because they say it's not hereditary.
okay.
But my aunt died of the same cancer.
Whoa,
She lived a little bit longer, and his took him in within like a month.
whoa.
Yeah, dude, it happened super quick. And that was hard because me and my dad were always up and down. My dad was bipolar, so he was always in and out of reality and whatnot. But yeah, so when he passed away, it completely flipped my world upside down. I struggled with work. I still struggle for sure. It's definitely gotten better.
Right.
I guess what I do day to day, like I caught myself doing it today because I grew up doing flooring with him, and I'm doing flooring again. And like I'll just hear him talking to me, and like it's almost like we conversate throughout the day in weird ways. And it's like I'll be fucking up with something and not figuring it out, and then I'll like hear him in my head like, "No, just do it like this, like how we used to do it." And it's funny because it helps
Right.
me get through the day now. But sometimes it just sucks, man. I mean, I've cried a lot. I
Yeah.
resorted to substance abuse, drinking. I mean, I went down the fucking rabbit hole with it and finally pulled myself back. And like I was telling you, I took a break from my podcast because I was going through all of that. And I went through a bit of a gnarly breakup too, right after my dad died. And so yeah, everything was really downhill for me for a while. But if I had to pick like what pulled me out of it the best was just knowing he wouldn't want me to live that way,
Right.
which sounds like cliche as fuck to say that, but it's true. Like I just imagine him being here, then like with my actions, I go based upon that with like how I've been doing.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been a roller coaster. I mean, it's still hits me in weird ways out of nowhere. Like so many memories. I mean, I have so much of his shit still. Like yeah, it's just a everyday thing.
Right. It never really goes away. That trauma of loss, it sits with you every single day, everywhere you go.
It does.
I've
Absolutely.
had a lot of it myself in my life, and yeah, it's all still there.
Absolutely.
So what else do you do to kind of cope, and maybe not necessarily even cope, but how do you get up in the morning and you're not feeling it and you're just like fuck this day, I don't want to deal with this. What do you do to overcome that?
Oof. That's interesting. So the mornings are definitely my hardest point, period, over everything.
Yep.
Everything feels so fresh in the morning. It hits you all at once, everything like it's brand new. So my biggest thing is I do not touch my phone because if I like react within those few seconds of being like fuck this, fuck today, I'm not going to work. I won't go to work and I'll have an even worse day. So I get up, I try to make breakfast if I have time, and I kind of just like self-talk, like what I talk about in my podcast. I tell myself good things, like even if I don't feel it, I'll kind of bullshit myself and be like, and use that shit like I feel fucking weird and this is great, like
Right.
like I feel like shit and I love it, but it's like it's hard to put it into words, but it's basically all about hyping yourself up just to go out the door. Then once I'm out the door, I'm fine.
Okay.
But it's like that moment in the morning when you're in your room and it's dark and you don't want to get out of bed because you feel like shit and like,
Right. How am I going to face this day?
Yeah.
I don't have that strength, but you do. You always do have that strength.
You do.
You
You
know,
just don't think you do.
yeah, you got to remind yourself of that every day, and that's, that I always find is like the hardest thing. It's hard in that moment to tell yourself that when you're feeling defeated and down and broken, the hardest thing is to remember to tell yourself, no, I am 10 feet tall. I'm bulletproof. I can fly and use the force. The Incredible Hulk can bust down my door and he cannot fucking stop my day.
Fuck yeah.
Like that's the hardest thing to remember to tell yourself to do. It's like when you're in a heated moment and you're arguing with somebody and that you need to shut your mouth and take deep breaths.
Yep.
But it's the hardest thing in the world is to remember to do that. But if you do, and you do that thing, everything works out.
Absolutely.
And that's, and I think that what you said, don't touch your phone, that's the best possible thing. I firmly believe like the first 30 minutes of my day, no technology.
Yeah.
None.
No, that's
ever.
real.
No. Like you wake up, you do some stretching. Like, I'll wake up, I'll put my coffee on, and while my coffee's brewing, I'll do some stretching. Once the coffee's done, I take the dog outside, maybe take a walk, or maybe I'll go for a run, or then I'll do some push-ups and some sit-ups and pull-ups, and just stretch and breathe and move my body for that first 30 minutes. Only after 30 minutes will I allow myself to like check my email, check my phone,
Right.
get on with my day. Like, and I think it's the best way to start your day. 30 minutes just for yourself.
Absolutely.
Like, and if you have a family, you have a girlfriend or something, or kids, wake up 30 minutes before them.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Absolutely.
Just get that 30 minutes for yourself
Because
to
a lot of people
focus.
use that as an excuse. So, like, I have a
Oh, yeah.
family, I got kids, like, I don't have any time to myself. And it's like, you do.
You do
don't
if you
think
make
you
it.
do, but you do.
Yes. Yeah. And I think you're on the right track, with that whole mentality right there. That's
I mean, I'm trying, man. I'm not a perfect person. I'm flawed to
Well,
the
nobody
fucking
is,
fullest. Like, but it's just what we do is what matters.
yes. Yeah.
How we pick up from our fuck ups and move on is like
Yep.
the important thing to me.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, personally going through a bout of, pretty serious depression myself, and some mental angst and anxiety, and it takes its toll. It takes
Yeah.
its toll. Like, it'll hit you in the middle of the day, and I'll just sit down and I won't be able to think anymore. I'll just cry.
Yeah,
And it hits, and it hits hard like a fucking freight train, man.
I understand
but
that.
then you have to remember to breathe. 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out. Do it 6 times, just fucking breathe. And then get a straw, suck it up, and move on with your fucking day.
Straight
You
up.
have
Yeah.
to do it. You don't get a choice in the matter.
No, you don't.
And yeah, it helps to get that extra 30 minutes in the morning, because that's, like you said, that's when things hit you. Whatever's on your mind, you're going to bed with it on your mind, and you're waking up with it on your mind.
Yep.
And so you have to address it first thing in the morning. You got to kick that demon in its mouth
Fuck yeah,
every
you do.
single morning.
Otherwise, it'll win,
Oh yeah.
and it will win
Oh yeah.
if you don't battle it the right way.
Yeah. So like, there's something to be said about little victories, Make your bed.
Yep.
Make your bed, do your stretches, drink your
yeah.
coffee, make your breakfast, do some push-ups, take a walk. That's your 30 minutes of your morning, dude. You did. That's like 6 fucking little victories right
Yeah,
there.
seriously.
How are you going to go through your day and feel like a failure? You already succeeded before other people even woke up.
That's interesting that you brought that up, because I saw like an Instagram post a long time ago about, I think it was like some Navy captain, and he was talking about, you want to be successful? He's like, wake up and make your fucking bed.
Admiral
Like-
McRaven.
Yo, that's who
Yes.
it was. Yeah,
Navy
okay.
SEAL. Yeah.
And when I started doing that, because I do that every day now, no matter how shitty I feel, I wake up
Yep.
and I make my bed, and I'm like, damn, it looks good in here. Like, it's nice and clean.
Right.
And I guess that's another big thing for me, is keeping things clean. Like, I feel better mentally, instead of like, because when I'm in a shitty spot, usually things will be all fucked up, and it's like a what's the word? Like a physical sign of me
Yeah.
being like mentally just fucked, basically. But yeah, keeping things clean, those little things you do in the morning, making your bed, brushing your teeth, Like just those little routine things, like you feel good about yourself. It builds
do.
up like confidence for the day, and you're like, all right, I've already accomplished this. Like, let's go fuck it up today. You
Right.
know,
Yeah.
let's go kill it.
Yep. So, what about work? What do you do for work?
I refinish and install hardwood floors.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we install pre-finished wood, we install raw hardwood, and sand it and finish it and stain it. I grew up with my dad woodworking, and he basically taught me everything I know about woodworking, and I kind of just went through with that. Got into doing cabinets for a while. That didn't work out. It's kind of a shitty company, but anyways, I got a much better job now, so I'm super
Good.
stoked. Making better money, and the people I work with are better, which makes it all that much better, you know.
Right. Do you find that you feel better when you do work with your hands?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Dude, I could never do a desk
Dude,
job.
me too.
Like
Me
eventually,
too.
like I was saying, I want to be a life coach eventually, so I get out of the physical labor, but even with inside that, I'll still have a wood shop eventually and like
Yeah.
still build
Yeah.
shit.
It's good for the mind, man.
Absolutely.
It is. It's good for the soul to build something, to create something, and look on it with pride.
Yeah,
You know, and if you sell it and that you can make money, that's even better. You know,
absolutely.
but if not, I mean, you still have that satisfaction and pride of having accomplished something.
Yeah.
You know?
And what's really cool about it is like wood is basically indestructible in some ways. Like it can
Right.
always be made to look brand new.
Right.
I love the before and afters of floors. Like you'll see a shitty floor. It's like
Yeah.
20 years old. Looks like shit. Finishes peeling. It's all gray. You sand it and refinish it. It looks so nice.
Yeah.
And it's such a fulfilling like feeling.
Right. And do you do this for like customers or for like new homes?
We mainly
of
do
stuff.
residential.
Okay.
A little new construction, which I'm
Okay.
glad we don't do a whole lot of, because it's a nightmare when you're working around 6 other contractors
Oh,
in the
yeah.
house, and there's
I've
no
been
fucking
there.
outlets yet, and like
Right.
it's a nightmare.
Everybody's stepping on each other's
Yeah,
toes.
straight
Yeah.
up.
So when you do it for like a an existing homeowner,
Hmm.
how do you feel when they look at your work?
It feels good if they like it.
Yeah.
And some people
Yeah.
are so rich and snobby, and they got so much money they like to just pick at it
Oh
constantly.
yeah. There's always gonna be those people.
They're the best ones to please, though,
Oh yeah.
because you think they're hating on you the whole time, but they're just really picky. I
Right.
mean, they should be. They're paying you a lot of money to.
Yeah,
Make their house
they have
look
every right
beautiful.
to tell you what they want.
Yeah.
You know, as far as what they expect from the quality and workmanship, right?
Absolutely.
You know, and then you get to deliver on that. It has to feel good. You know.
Oh, it definitely does. And there's a lot of people I've worked with in the past, and they're like, man, they're just so fucking picky. I'm like, dude, it's their house.
Yeah.
Like, they're paying us. Like, they get to be picky.
Right.
They're putting that money in our pocket, so.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
just do what they want.
They're paying you to build their dream.
Yeah.
You know.
And they
you
got a
gotta
lot
take
of money
pride in it.
invested in that fucker, too, so. It makes
Right.
sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It's all about mindset with people, honestly. Because you'll meet shitty people, and it's all about how you deal with it. Like, one big game changer for me was realizing, like, when somebody's shitty to you, it's truly nothing you've done.
Right.
It's something they're going through. It's a reflection of themselves. It's something that they see in you that they don't like in themselves, basically. And I found that to be very helpful because,
Right.
I mean, I still deal with shitty people, and I'm like, whatever, you know?
Yeah. A lot of things are just projections of personal insecurities.
They really are.
And you'll see it all over the place. You know, like even just like simple road rage. It's like
Yeah.
somebody like cuts you off and then flips you off. It's like, all right, guy, you're having a bad day.
Right, yeah.
You need to take it out on somebody. Glad I was here to help.
Yep.
You know, and I mean, I'm no fucking saint. I'm no angel. I've done the same thing. You know, I've taken out
Absolutely.
my insecurities on other people too, and that's something that even today I you know have to catch myself doing and fix it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you were saying, dude, nobody's perfect.
Hell no.
Nobody. If you think you're perfect, motherfucker, you are wrong.
Yeah.
You are real
'Cause
wrong.
nobody's perfect, man.
Yeah,
Nobody.
I mean, the pursuit of growth and knowledge is never ending.
Yeah.
It does not matter how long you live and what you haven't accomplished. You are always able to grow a little bit more.
That's where I found my obsession with like personal development was the fact that you can never max out.
Right.
Like you can always become a better person. You can always become a better, I mean, dad, like husband, wife, mother,
Yeah.
brother, sister, boyfriend, girlfriend, like everyone can always progress, you know?
Absolutely.
And I feel like that just gave me an edge to where I was like, it always gave me like a purpose. Like I'm always working towards something instead of sitting there and being like, well, what am I doing with my life? Like, we're trying to do better. We're trying to break these shitty habits. Like, you know, I'm not like a perfect person like we were saying, but it's like I'm aware of the bad habits and I try to just do better with them,
Right.
you know. But at the same time, not make excuses because that's something I struggle with. It's so easy to tell yourself, oh, it's okay if I smoked a cigarette, even though you told yourself you weren't fucking going to do it, but like, you know.
Yeah. But then you do it anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
There's taking the easy road it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy. It feels safe. It feels comfortable. It feels rewarding
Yep.
until you actually do that soul searching moment. And you're like, fuck, why did I smoke that cigarette?
Straight.
Why
Yeah.
did I drink that beer? Why did I, X,
Serious.
Y, or Z? But without that self introspection, you're just taking the easy way.
Yep.
And you're never gonna earn what you're working for. It's just you're just gonna complain, and the loudest baby gets the bottle, and then somebody gives you what you asked for instead
Yep.
of earning it through hard work and blood and sweat.
Exactly.
And I find that that's far more rewarding. Like it might take me 10 years longer to accomplish the same thing as one of my peers who is able to just have something given to him. But damn it, that's me. I put myself into the situation where I earned it.
Exactly.
And I get to look back on it and reflect on it and say, yeah, man, I overcame some shit and I accomplished
Yeah.
something. Like,
And you really feel good about it when you actually
Yeah.
work for it and it's not just handed to you.
yeah, absolutely.
Because I grew up in like a household where it was like, I've always had to work for my shit. Nobody's ever paid my bills. I've been on my own since I've basically been 16.
Yeah,
And like, dude, I've met so many people that don't know true struggles.
right.
Their struggles like, oh, I'm mad that dad got me this car instead of this car. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck
So at least
up.
dad got you a car.
Exactly, dude. At least you got a car. Like,
It's like now ask dad to teach you how to change the oil and change the tire and maintain that car. And then when things go wrong, you can do it.
yep,
You know?
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important to learn, self-sufficiency and self-reliance in certain things.
It really is.
So,
And I'm still learning every day. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
like perfect at all. I still
Yeah.
struggle with shit, but it's like, you just gotta just keep pushing to do better, basically.
Right. Like we were talking before we started recording, I was telling you how over the course of a year I finished over 112 books.
That's
That
insane.
it doesn't make me smart.
Right.
I know more shit,
Yeah.
but I'm still an idiot.
Yeah.
I still make mistakes, But the thing is that now I can make more mistakes and sound a little bit more intelligent sometimes.
True.
But I mean, I gain something from every single book.
But you make the
know.
mistakes consciously almost because you
Almost.
reflect afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas a
And-
lot of people don't.
Yeah, but it's important to make mistakes.
Oh,
You need to fail, man. You need life to tie you to a post and kick you in the nuts a few times.
you do.
Because that's what allows you to look at a situation and say, okay, that didn't go my way. In
Right.
order for it to go my way next time, I need to do A, B, and C.
Yeah.
And then next time maybe you'll do A and not B and C.
Right.
And you'll get kicked in the nuts.
Yeah.
It's gonna hurt a little bit less. And then next time you'll do A and B, and then the swift kick comes again.
Yep.
And then you do A, B, and C. And you're like, all right, I nailed it this time.
Straight up.
It's important, man. It's important to lose. It's important to fail, and it's important to feel pain. It sucks to experience it.
Oh, it
Oh,
does.
man, it
Nobody
sucks.
wants to go through that.
No,
But that's the shit you grow from.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
what breaks you makes you.
Exactly.
110%.
absolutely.
And you can either learn from it and do better, or you can be a victim and hide and cry forever,
Right.
honestly.
It reminds me of the Odyssey. You ever read the Odyssey? I don't know if you
No.
guys read that in school anymore. Or...
Wait, they did
Anything.
read that in school and I got kicked out of that class. So.
Okay. Well, I'll enlighten you.
Yeah.
There's a part where, and it's my personal favorite part of the story, and it's my personal favorite story. There's a part where the main character Odysseus washes up on the shore of the Phaeacians, and he meets the king and queen, And when he meets the king and queen, they tell him to take a seat next to him, next to the king, and the king says something along the lines of, "Surely you must be among the deathless gods who rule on high." And and looks at him, and Odysseus looks at the king and says, "No, you strike that thought from your mind. I'm not like the deathless gods, either in build or breeding. I'm just a mortal man. Who amongst you is most saddled down with sorrow? For that is the man that I equal grief for grief." My favorite
Damn.
favorite line in that entire story is
That's
that,
deep.
right? And that's kind of that just popped in my head when we were talking about that, because at the end of the story, obviously he's the hero,
Right.
but this hero gets his ass handed to him over and over and over and over again. But he also happens to be the guy who developed the Trojan horse to win the Trojan War. He's a war hero. He always has been. He's always been the hero. But then he spends 10 years getting his ass kicked over and over again, and all he wants to do is go home to his wife.
Right.
It's the greatest adventure story of all time, and I think people should read it, and they should really take those lessons to heart.
Dude, I'll have to read that.
Yeah, it's good, man. I would
sounds really
prefer I would recommend the Robert Fagles translation. I'm pointing at it because it's sitting right there on my bookshelf, but one of my bookshelves.
He's got
at
that
least.
thing right there.
Yep. Yeah. I was actually talking about it with another guest of mine, Jeremiah Sanchez. Shout out to him.
Shout out.
Right. But yeah, we were talking about it when we were talking about mythology and science fiction, and I recommend that particular translation, the Robert Fagles translation. But if you're into audiobooks,
I need to get into him. I've been like hesitating to pull the trigger because
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just that weird mental thing where you're like, don't know
Right.
if you should do it, but you probably should.
oh, you definitely should. They're
Yeah.
amazing. They're awesome.
'Cause I love
they're
reading.
So cool. Me too.
But if I would just listen to books all day,
Yeah.
that would be legit.
Yeah, you listen to them while you're at work, man.
Fuck yeah.
One earplug in, one to the crew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that.
Fuck yeah.
You can learn.
I mean, we're cutting shit all day, so we always have headphones.
Right,
In, so why
right.
not? Like,
So yeah, that particular book though, you can get it on audiobook, but read by multiple people. But if you get the Robert Fagles translation on Audible,
Yeah.
you can get it read by Ian McKellen. And you don't know how exciting an audiobook can be until you've listened to the Odyssey as told by Gandalf. It's
Oh.
fucking amazing.
Bro.
It's the greatest experience you'll ever have for your ears.
all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pull
Yeah.
the trigger on Audible. Fucking doing it.
Yeah, well, I'll send it to you. You'll get it for free.
All right.
You can get one book for
Yeah.
free, man. I'll send that to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I recommend that to everybody. Anybody who's willing to listen, I tell them, read the Odyssey, listen to it being told by Ian McKellen. It's amazing.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Big fan.
That's what's up.
So what else? Talk about that life coach thing. What's leaning you towards wanting to do that? Was there a person that inspired you, or?
Dude, yeah,
Yeah?
absolutely. Tony Robbins,
Okay.
probably my biggest inspiration. And I also like Dean Graziosi a lot.
Okay.
But there's just something about how they walk. That's shit, I stutter sometimes. But anyways,
Don't worry about that.
they walk into a room and they light it up. I mean, I don't know if you've ever watched any of his seminars on video or anything, but it's powerful, dude. And like every time I've watched one, I've cried, honestly. 'Cause
Really?
I just get such a good feeling from it. And it's like, I want to be able to give people that type of hope.
Yeah.
Not in such a way where I'm higher than them at all.
Right.
Because I'm not. We're equal. But it's like, I just really want to help people. You
Yeah.
know? Kind of like how a preacher helps people at church. But not in a religious way. But, yeah. So definitely Tony Robbins. I mean, I've found a bunch of other people who have inspired me. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. He's the mindset mentor. Shit, I can't remember his name. Oh, it's Rich.
I
Dude, I'm
think I
fucking
know who
this
you're
up.
talking about, but I can't remember the name either.
Oh, man. Yeah, so the mindset mentor. Trent Shelton. And it's cool because they all have like these text lists that you can get on and they send
Yeah.
you texts every day. I'm sure they send them to hundreds of thousands of people.
Right.
But it's just little messages to like kind of boost your day, and like everyone kind of has a different message. Somebody will be in a different spot, and it's cool because you'll be able to tell like where the message is coming from, what it's about. But yeah,
Okay. So basically, those people impacted your life in such a powerful way that you're like, I want to be able to do that for other people.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Awesome.
I was going through a really hard time with my dad. We weren't talking for a long time, like a year, and that was when I started listening to Tony Robbins, and it just made me really want to change my life. And like
Yeah.
what I started to understand from them was like this one main principle. The one thing that makes everyone successful is like what you were saying about failing. Is like a successful person is a person who failed hundreds of thousands of times and just
Yeah.
refused to give up. And then one day they just broke through because they refused to give up.
Yeah.
You know, and I find that to be really cool. But I definitely want to write books eventually. I
Okay.
want to do seminars. I want to public speak, which is like a huge fear of mine. But I really want to
Good.
public speak. Like I
Good.
feel like that'd be really cool.
It would be,
And
man.
yeah, man, just definitely like help people, but specifically the youth.
Okay.
Because when I was 17, I grew up in a fucked up household. I mean, lots of drugs and alcohol to cope, which is the wrong way to do it. But like, I just want to give somebody a message that can help guide them in the right direction,
Right.
whatever's meant for them. You know, I won't sit here and say that my direction is the right direction for everybody, so I won't try to force that. But it's like if I can give you a little piece to just help you, like that's what it's about for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You never know what somebody needs, you know, and maybe somebody listens to, Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, and they listen to all these other people, and then they listen to you, and they're like, no, this guy speaks to me,
Right.
not that guy.
Yeah.
Like it could even be the exact same words, but the
Yep.
way that you say it and the emotion behind it, it can mean something completely different, and you never know
Absolutely.
when you're gonna impact somebody else's life. You
And
know?
another big eye opener for me was like I started to kind of treat them like father figures,
Okay.
and it helped guide me through different areas in my life, like
Okay.
different struggles and yeah, so I just found that to be really helpful, and it just one day clicked, and I was like, I'm gonna do a fucking podcast. Like that's how I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
You know, I don't exactly know what goes into being a life coach yet. I'm still researching that, like trying to figure out if you need to be certified or if you don't,
I
because
think you do.
yeah.
I'm not sure though, and that might vary from like state to state.
And I've been studying it a little bit, and there's like certain things I'm learning, like you can't make certain claims, otherwise people could come back and sue you
Right.
because they're like, you said this would help me and it didn't, or you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's kind of sketchy in that
You
area.
got to choose the right wording
Yeah,
instead of this will help you. Say try this and see if it helps.
yeah, exactly.
That kind of
So
stuff.
I've been more aware of that lately.
Yeah. I had a when I was deployed back in 2000 whatever 5. I was a type of bodyguard for Navy chaplains serving with Marines in Iraq, and my chaplain that I was assigned to was from Alabama, and he was studying to be a life coach. And I remember he wasn't there quite yet, so I know that there's some sort of education that you have to go into.
Right.
I'm sure it involves something like psychology and sociology, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. I would imagine it probably also ends up with like nutrition and healthcare
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Like I can imagine that that's all part of life coaching, as well as probably public speaking. So all those things that you want to do, man, they're all connected. They're all just stepping stones.
True.
So I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah. So do it.
Because your
Just do
body's
it.
got to really be in a good spot for your mind to be right.
Absolutely.
And everything you feed your body reacts with your mind. So it's like, and I'm terrible at eating, honestly. I
Okay.
eat the shittiest foods. I'm trying to be better about it.
I have that habit every now
I eat
and then
grilled
too.
cheeses like every day. Mac and cheese for dinner. Hot dogs. I mean, shit.
Right. Right.
It's affordable. Like,
It is affordable, but you're not doing yourself any
no.
favors. Yeah.
I'm trying to eat healthy.
And that,
I eat salad now.
there you go.
I'll do eggs.
There you go.
Eggs make me feel really good in the morning, so
Good.
definitely eggs a lot.
Good.
Yeah, just trying to branch out and eat healthier.
Yeah.
Drinking more water instead of soda.
Yes.
Definitely.
Big change. Yeah.
Soda just makes you feel like shit all the time.
It really does, man. You feel bloated and you get that weird sugar rush and
Oh, it's the worst.
Yeah. It's just bad for you, man. Drink water, drink juice.
There's so many chemicals in soda.
I know, right? It's
Dude, there's phosphoric acid in Pepsi.
for real?
Oh, fuck yeah. If you read the side of Pepsi, it says phosphoric acid. I'm like, dude, you clean bathtubs with that shit.
Yeah,
like,
right.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is it doing in
You
Pepsi?
can clean off rust with Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Like,
Like-
I'm gonna put that in my stomach.
Right?
Like, yeah, I am actually. Like, I'll do it when I eat dinner tonight. I have like
Yeah.
a half of a bottle of Coca-Cola. Yeah, I'm probably gonna drink that when I eat my dinner. Not
Right.
perfect, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you got my vices. You know, everybody does.
Dude,
But
seriously.
to strive to choose that you want to change is the first step.
Yes.
You know, and then, actually catching yourself in the act and saying, no, today I'm not gonna do that.
Yep.
And then, don't do it.
Like admitting you have the issue.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like circling back to what I was saying earlier about waking up and giving yourself that 30 minutes. The first thing you have to do is decide, I'm going to set my alarm for 30 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
And when it goes off, I'm getting up.
Yeah,
I'm not
no
hitting
ifs, ands, or buts.
no, none of that shit, because as soon as you hit snooze, man, you just lost.
Yep.
You lost that battle right there
You did.
every single time.
And you're like, oh, it was only 10 minutes more. Nope, you fucked up.
Yeah, now you
broke
only
that
got 20
agreement.
minutes.
Yep.
So, and it adds up, and it adds up fast.
It does.
So that's the first step, and then you just have to fucking do it. And
Yeah.
if you can only do 10 push-ups when you sit down and do push-ups, so do 10.
Yeah.
Tomorrow do 10.
That's 10
The day
more
after
than
that, do
somebody
11.
else isn't doing.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Like,
Add it just one a day.
Yeah.
One more every day,
Yeah.
and see where you end up.
yeah, just try to progress a little more each day.
Yeah, and by
Thank you.
means. I remember when I was in EMT school, because we were also talking about breath work.
Is that ashtray?
Yeah. it
Ooh,
is.
breath work. I like that.
Yeah, we were talking about that before the podcast, and so we should talk about it now. But with breath work, like it always reminds me of when I was in EMT school, and I didn't expect to hear this. My instructor said, she asked the class, "What's the most powerful drug on an ambulance?" And you immediately you start thinking things. All right, maybe morphine,
Right, yeah.
or maybe adrenaline.
Yeah.
I mean, I can give this table a heartbeat with enough adrenaline.
Right.
But no, the answer is oxygen. Oxygen is the most powerful drug on an ambulance because you have to have it.
You do.
You have to have it. It enters your body. It goes into your lungs. It goes into your heart. It goes into your blood, and it's the number one thing that helps your body, function. That's why almost every I almost said customer, patient that gets into an ambulance.
I mean,
or
they
sees
are
an EMT,
customers.
they're gonna give you oxygen. If I call an ambulance right now, when they walk in, they have an oxygen tank in their hand as they walk in the door.
True.
Every single time, 100% of the time. And it's because of how powerful oxygen is for you.
Dude, it is.
And that's why, deep breathing and breath work is the best way to calm your mind and to refocus and recalibrate. And
Oh, yeah.
you have to do it,
Because it completely changes your state of mind with your breathing.
Absolutely.
That's why when I found breath work, I was like, whoa, I was blown away, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard, like, with some of the exercises, you're like, damn, dude, I never breathe like this.
Right.
And you're, like, choking up on your breaths. But, like, yeah, honestly, before I record my podcast, I do breath work. So
Okay.
I did a little breath work before I came over.
Okay.
Because it helps with, like, the nervousness and
Right.
the stuttering. I don't know when I developed, like, I wouldn't call it a stutter. It's like a nervous tick. But,
Okay.
yeah, it helps a lot.
Good. Good.
But,
See,
yeah.
man, you're on your way to life coaching right now.
Fuck. I still got a long ways to go, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
That's the
right?
goal.
Yeah, kick the bad habits and pick up better habits, and
Yep.
just learn every day. You can choose one thing. Have you ever heard of 75 Hard?
Oh, dude, is that from Anthony?
I didn't read the book. I did not read
I
the
listened
book.
to his podcast.
Okay.
Real as fuck.
Okay.
It's dope. I love that dude. The way he says shit, he just says it like it is, and like
then you probably even know more about it than I do. All I know is
A little
my
bit.
my friend, and he was on the podcast too. My buddy Johnny, him and his wife did 75 hard, and they just finished
Oh, okay.
like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he swears it was amazing. And
Yeah.
kind of the point of it is, from what I understand in my limited amount of knowledge, is every single day basically do something that's hard, spend time outside and read 10 pages of a book and eat healthy and drink water and not like, soda and beer and shit like
Right.
that,
Yeah. You have
um,
to
just
commit
for
to like a
75
certain
days.
diet, or it's not a diet.
Okay.
It's like a. He doesn't call it a diet. It's just like a better choice, basically,
Okay.
right?
I don't know. I didn't.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
said, I don't know anything except for what my buddy who did it told me.
Oh, okay.
So, but I was thinking about doing it myself.
Yeah,
But I
I've been
mean,
interested in that too.
but I think really all it comes down to is rewiring your brain to understand that doing a little bit of something every day that's good for you will make you want to do more.
Yeah.
And from what I understand from my buddy who did it, that's exactly what happened. Is that every day it got a little bit easier, and even though they knew that all right, it's winter and we have to go spend 45 minutes outside and this is gonna suck,
Right.
we do it anyway, and we feel better afterwards. And then tomorrow it's easier,
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you want to run a marathon, but you can't run across the street.
Right. Exactly.
Run across the street today. Tomorrow, run down the block.
Exactly.
Day after, run
Baby
2 blocks.
steps.
Just a little bit every single day will add up.
Yeah, because it's not about speed. It's about progress. If you're moving slower than everyone else, you're still moving.
Yeah.
And also, don't compare yourself to others in that way. Like, nobody's shit is comparable.
No. Compare yourself to yourself.
Yes. Be
Compare
your
yourself
own
to
judge.
who you are yesterday and even an hour ago.
Yeah.
Like, I firmly believe I'm not the same person I was yesterday. I'm not even the same person I was when I woke up this morning.
I agree with that.
I'm not the same person I was before you walked into my door to have this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're constantly growing and constantly changing. Because the pursuit of growth is never ending.
And it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
It really is.
It is. I mean, because if you compare yourself to other people, and I used to do it all the time. I'd be, man, why am I not as successful as this person? Why can't I run as fast as this guy? Or why am I not as strong as this guy? Because I didn't put in the work.
Right.
That's why.
Exactly.
So if you're going to compare yourself to other people, you're just going to fall short of your own greatness every single time because you're too focused on somebody else.
Yeah.
You ever see that meme that was circling around for a while on Michael Phelps? It was a picture of Michael Phelps about to win another gold medal, and then the guy in second place who lost by like a half a second, right next to him in the water,
Yeah.
looking at Michael Phelps. And the
Oh,
caption
dude, I
read,
did see
"Winners
that.
focus on winning,
Yeah.
losers focus on the winners."
That's so true, man.
That's what happens if you focus on other people. You're
Yeah.
gonna fall behind, and you're gonna be too focused on them and too jealous and too insecure in yourself to be the winner.
Absolutely.
You gotta focus on yourself. That doesn't mean to not love each other, and that doesn't mean to not care about other people. It doesn't mean don't help other people by any means.
Right.
It means that when it comes to you and your personal time and your own personal growth, you must actually act on it, and you have to focus on you, not someone else.
And like a big thing that brings to mind for me is like, because I fall into the trap of it, and that's why I take social media breaks, because we're constantly showing somebody's finished product. So if you're looking
Yeah.
at social media all the time, it's gonna naturally make you feel like you're behind, you're not doing enough,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
not as good as this person, because, I mean, they've been putting in the work, and all you're doing is sitting there scrolling.
Right.
So it's like, what do you expect? But at the same time, you can't compare yourself to that, because that's why social media fucks everything up, honestly, in my opinion.
It's such a bad thing for society.
Dude, it is. Have you seen The Social Dilemma?
I have not.
Oh, man. So it's interesting. Like, you'll have to watch it, but the people, like the creators of Facebook and the creators of the like button, like, they either really monitor their kids' time on social media or they don't let them have it at all.
Right.
And, like, I mean, suicide rates in little girls has gone up. It's
It's
skyrocketed since.
terrifying.
Yeah,
As a father of a 12-year-old girl, it is terrifying.
I can imagine. Like, it's a ruthless world on the internet.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
everybody's portraying this perfect life they have and pretending to be somebody they're not, and like, I don't know, it's just a trap. And
It
none of
is.
it matters. It really doesn't. Like, I
None of
want to
it.
get more viewers, and so I'm always on the internet trying to promote shit, but it's like,
Right.
I struggle because it's like, it doesn't fucking matter, but it does in
Right.
some ways. Like, it's like trying to find that balance with it, you know?
Right. See, if I wasn't trying to grow a business, I wouldn't have social media.
Honestly,
you
yeah.
know, but that's how you reach the masses now.
Yeah.
You know, you reach people by social media easier than you do by, you know, television or radio or anything like that. So, I mean,
The internet is like a living entity, and it's taking over, and it will
it
never
kind of
go away.
is. Yeah, it's Skynet from Terminator. It is fucking
Dude.
Skynet, man.
It's always listening.
Yeah.
I'll be like looking at something on Google, you know, or I'll even be talking about something, and I'll go through Instagram and I'll be scrolling, and like what I talked about with my roommate will be on there, and I'm like, dude, how the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
So you're just listening to me
Right.
saying this shit now? Like,
Yeah. Like how long is it going to be until, like, you know, you wake up and that fucking Alexa or whatever locks your fucking doors and won't let you out of your house and is like, "No, I don't
Dude.
like the way you talked to me today
Yeah.
when you said play this radio station. I don't like your attitude. You're an asshole. I'm not letting you out."
Yeah.
Like,
You're not going
how
to work
long until
today,
that
motherfucker.
happens? You know? Like, God, it can't be that far away.
No, dude, and like
know?
when you install apps now, it always asks you if like you want it to track.
Yeah.
And that's because we're honestly moving towards like, in my opinion, like a system, like a point system like China's on,
Yeah.
where it's like the internet score and the
Yeah,
digital
that social
ID.
rating,
Bro,
Yeah.
that determines like how much you pay for gas and rent. Like,
right?
shit can get intense.
Yeah,
And they're
and-
working on it. Like,
And think about that. Like, you look me in the eye and tell me that you think somebody's going to say something good.
no,
No one's going to give you a thumbs up
hell no.
ever.
Hell no.
Never. Never.
No, dude.
You,
No way.
You don't turn on your blinker. Up, social score.
Right.
I'm hitting you now, asshole. Like,
You fucking brake check me, that's it.
yeah, yeah.
Down the drain for you.
You think my ex is going to give me a good social score?
Hell no.
No, it ain't happening.
No,
you
we're all
know, like it's because it's because of, you know, again, it's social media. It promotes negativity.
It
It
really,
really
does.
does.
More than anything else.
Yeah, yeah. Like you were saying, you see all these like highlights of people's lives and how awesome their life is.
Yeah.
But it only promotes negativity
Honestly.
because, like I said earlier, the loudest baby gets the bottle. Everybody's a rebel without a cause. Everybody has to throw a fit over what they believe in. And like the killer part is you'll hear people saying, you know, oh yeah, peace and love and acceptance, and then you're like, well, what about this guy? Oh, fuck that guy.
Right.
Whoa,
they're
what happened to the peace,
instantly-
love, and acceptance?
Yeah.
So where did that go? Right out the damn window is where that went.
That's so true.
It happens all the time.
It does.
All the time because the world loves negativity.
Yeah.
Like turn on your whatever TV show. Just pick one. It's
Yeah.
drama. It's negativity every single time.
Oh yeah.
Every
There's
time.
nothing positive promoted. So like,
No.
I have Instagram, but I haven't had Facebook for like the last 4 or 5 years because, in my opinion, that was truly a platform for fucking drama, dude. I mean, anytime I
It
got
really
on there,
is.
I was just like, Jesus, dude, these shit storms of people just talking shit to each other. I'm
Yeah.
like, why?
Yeah.
And like the
See.
news, the media, like, you know, pay attention to what's going on if you want, but it's like, I don't watch the news
No.
because it doesn't matter what's going on truly. I mean, it does, but what am I going to do about it? And I don't want to be stressed and feel like shit all the time. Like, growing up, my mom would watch the news every morning, and I started to grow up and understand that, and I was like, why would you want to watch something so negative in, like, those first moments in the morning?
Right.
You know? Like, it's always like, all these people died in this fucking car crash, or like, I mean, there's bad shit that happens, and I'm sorry that it does, but it's like I don't want to constantly fill my mind with that,
Right.
you know?
Right. And that's all they promote.
They do.
It's only negative. Scout, get off the mic.
She was chiming in.
Yeah, right.
She's like,
She
I
got
got
something
something
to
to
say.
say.
Dogs got opinions.
They
Yeah.
do. They're so smart.
Right. But yeah, man, everything's so focused on negativity now. It's like
And I feel
it's
like it's just getting
painful.
worse.
It is. It is. Like what happened to real life peace, love, and acceptance? You know, like what happened to, all right, I disagree with you, let's have a conversation. You don't do that
Right.
anymore. Now it's a debate, and it's
Yeah.
all about proving you wrong and me right
Right.
every single time. It's never a you never hear a debate end with, you know what? You got a good point right there.
Right.
You don't hear that.
No.
Because it's not a it's an argument. It's
Yeah.
never a conversation. It's never a debate. It's always an argument.
Because nobody wants to compromise.
No,
It's
of
always
course
about
not.
me, 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 me.
Yeah.
You know, about what I have to say.
Right.
Not what you have to say, what I have to say.
Yeah.
Because what I have to say is so fucking important
Oh yeah.
that I'm going to say you're a bad guy because you think this or you have this belief. Like,
Right.
that's what I can't stand about it all.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I can't even decipher half the texts people send me. Like, I'm like, this might as well be hieroglyphics, man. Like, I don't know what any of this means.
Like all the abbreviations
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah, it's
Some of them hit
nonstop.
me and I'm like, ooh, I've never seen that one before. Like,
Yeah.
what does that mean?
Yeah, right. And then half of them are like emojis. I'm like, I don't know what this means.
Right. Or some people will text you and you like literally can't decipher the text.
Right.
Because they'll just like lazy ass text you.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude,
yeah.
what did you say?
Or they'll try to write out a sentence, but they very clearly don't know how to write a sentence.
Oh, God, yeah.
And so it's just horrible grammar.
Yeah.
And yet these are the people that are telling you that, you know, you need to do this and that in your life. And it's like, you can't even spell.
Right.
It's like, can we work on some basics
Yeah.
first?
Before you try to tell me what I need to do, how about you learn how to just type?
Yeah, yeah, it's insane. And then, you know, you'll have other people who read that and then go, "Oh yeah, that resonates with me." It's like,
Right.
oh my goodness.
Does it really, or were you just agreeing?
Right, right.
Because that made no sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and people would just like believe like a headline. They'll believe a clickbait headline without ever looking into anything and doing any research.
And most of the time when you click on those, they have nothing to do with what the headline was about.
No, you got to click 400 times
Yeah.
to get to something.
And you're like,
It's
where the
like,
fuck
come
is it?
on,
And then you're like,
man.
wait, that wasn't even what the headline read.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Right. Scientists discovered this in this place. Find out more. It's like, oh, that does sound interesting.
Right.
And like 35 minutes later, you're like, I gained literally nothing out of this.
Okay, so I got a story from recent experience. It was like 2 weeks ago. I was laying in bed and I couldn't sleep, and I was on Instagram and I found this dude, and he's like, you want to learn how to unlock the secrets of the universe? Like, this is ancient Mayan wisdom that they don't want me to share with you. Like, a threat has already been, like a kill has been attempted on my life already or whatever. So I'm
Wow.
watching this video, dude. It's literally like 45 minutes. And he keeps telling me, like, just like, keep hanging on. Like, we're going to share the wisdom with you. I get to the end and it's like, for $29.95,
Oh.
once you buy this program, you will have all the secrets. I'm like, I wasted
Right.
35 fucking minutes of my life for this shit, dude. Like,
Only to be told that I need to make one easy payment of 25
oh
bucks,
my God.
which
I
is going to
was
end up being
pissed.
some secret recurring payment for the rest of my life.
Yeah. No, seriously. Like, you ever paid for something and then it just, like, keeps charging you and you forget about it?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, all the time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I bought this shit called Scentbird, and it sends you like a new cologne every month.
Okay.
But I keep forgetting to turn it off, and they just keep coming. I'm like,
you
"God
remember it every month when you
damn
get it in the mail?
Yeah. I'm like, I really need to cancel that, and then I
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
But it's nice because you get new cologne, but at the
Right,
same
there you
time,
go.
I'm like, eh.
Do I need 9 different smells?
Like, fuck no, I don't. Just pick one.
Yeah,
You know?
right. Exactly.
I mean, I'm single. Who the hell am I trying to smell good for?
right. Whoever you want to not be single with
Right,
next.
I
That's who.
guess.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, I'm just trying to stay solo for a bit because I feel like my whole life I've just jumped into like deep relationships,
Right.
like one right after the other, and it's like the same outcome every time.
Right.
It's weird.
It's important to get to know yourself, you know. What I really hate hearing though is when people are like, "Oh, you gotta love yourself before anyone else can love you."
I get so mad when I hear that
Me too.
because I'm like, what the fuck do you actually even mean by that? Because like I know myself. Trust me, I know the sad parts about
Right.
myself. I know all the fucked up
I've known
things, like-
myself for 36 years.
yeah,
Come on, man.
yeah, dude. Like I hear people say that. They're like, you just need to love yourself.
Right. Yeah. People love those cliche little things. Just one step in front of the other.
dude, the whole
one day at a
self-love.
time.
Fuck the whole self-love thing, honestly.
What, not
in a
fuck
way,
it.
in
Like,
a way.
you should absolutely love yourself.
Yes.
You should love who you are and what you do in your life and how you treat other people.
Absolutely.
But that's not like, just because you love yourself doesn't mean somebody else is gonna magically fucking love you.
Right.
That's nonsense.
That is
like
nonsense.
most of the time. Like, have you ever met somebody who loves themselves to the point to where you're just listening to them talk and you're like, this motherfucker is so self-conceited. like
I love that so much.
does that thought immediately precede, I must have this person, I love them?
Hell no.
No.
Never.
No, it's usually, followed by, fuck, I can't wait for this person to leave me alone.
Yeah.
like,
I can't
like
wait
I
to
don't
get
want
out
to
of this
listen to them
car.
anymore.
Like, I can't wait to go home. Like, shit.
Yeah. So there's a big difference between loving yourself and being obnoxiously in love with yourself.
Absolutely.
And you gotta find that balance.
I feel like since the whole self-love movement started, like, it's given a lot of people excuses to be shitty people because they're like, oh, it's self-love, I'm just doing what I want to do.
Right.
And they'll use it as an excuse to, like, cheat on their boyfriend. Or
Right, because I do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I'm doing what I want to do, I love myself. Like,
Right.
it's so perverted.
It really is. And then, like, because of fucking social media,
Yep.
relationships are a joke now.
Oh my
They're
God,
a joke.
dude.
Because I mean, like, we're both men, so I can only speak for men. All right, but you go on a dating site.
Right.
How many dates do you get? Like, one a year.
Yeah.
But
Actually,
a woman goes on a dating site. How many dicks does she see within 48 hours?
Oh, bro.
Like half the town.
Yo.
Like,
Easily.
come on. And so, like, if she's in a relationship with a guy and then he pisses her off, she automatically knows in her head, well, I have 100 other guys who are
Waiting
willing,
for the
who are
draft
just
pick.
waiting. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. So she could just, like, roll some dice.
Yeah.
And that makes it to where, they don't want to stick around anymore because they have options.
Yep.
And-
Because there's always somebody
yeah.
who's prettier, hotter,
Oh yeah,
who
richer,
makes more money,
funnier,
yeah,
anything.
drives
like
a
that,
better
yeah.
car.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy.
And so, it puts it in people's heads that, like, I don't need to try. If I don't
Yeah.
like what I heard, I don't like what I saw, I don't have to deal with this. And
Right.
then, and then they'll go on social media and they'll talk about how much of a victim they are, and then all of a sudden it's, you're so brave. You're so brave. You're so powerful. And I'm not putting down women.
Right.
Not
No.
I love women. I especially love powerful, strong, intelligent, individual women. They blow my mind. I'm madly in love with those kinds of women.
That's the kind of woman I want.
Yeah,
Honestly.
they're the best. They're also very difficult to deal with, but that's
Yeah.
the fun.
Right,
That's the
right.
fun. Because I'm not going to
Because
say,
they're
all right, you're difficult
intelligent.
to deal with. Let me hit up one of these other hundreds.
No.
Like, no, I'm going to say, all right, you're difficult to deal with. I dig this.
Right.
Let's find a way to work together.
Exactly.
And that's where people need to be. If you sit down and you tell somebody you love them, you need to mean it.
Yes.
You have to mean it. Don't say it just because it's the societal norm of being in a relationship.
And I've gotten into relationships, and chicks were so quick to throw that out there, and it's like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah.
like, why does that have to be, like, so instant? Like, if
Right.
we really feel that, and you can tell when it's real
Yeah.
and when it's not, and just when it's not, you're just like, dude, why do you,
Right.
you know?
And if it is real, then fuck, man, fight for it.
Yeah.
Fight for it. Like, if you have an argument, okay, you had an argument. You have 100 arguments, okay, we had 100 arguments. There's always a way to sit down and negotiate. Like, and
Yeah.
that's what I was saying earlier. Like, the biggest problem is not being able to have a conversation.
Yeah.
It always has to be an argument of I'm right and you're wrong. If you throw that out the window, if both people involved can put that petty shit aside and understand, no, we just need to have a conversation. We don't have to agree.
Right.
We just have to have a conversation.
Then
And-
miracles can happen.
Yeah, and through that conversation, we lay out, okay, next time we're going to do this and this. And then you actually do that.
Right.
That's
you have
how
to
you
follow
grow.
through.
Yeah, that's how you grow. that's how you overcome hardships. And if one person in that partnership is not willing to do it, it's unfortunately it's a failure.
Yeah.
It's going to be, you know.
And that's the sad part.
Yeah, and you don't just hold yourself accountable; you hold each other accountable because that's what a partnership is.
It's two.
Yeah,
Takes two to dance.
yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, unless you're breakdancing, which
Right. Yeah.
that's a whole different thing. I mean, you know.
No, yeah, but today with how disposable society is, like, people don't want to try anymore. They're just like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't like what you said. You're done.
Yeah.
And we ghost each other, and like, instead of just saying like, hey, we met, it was cool. I don't find that connection with you. I wish you the best.
Right.
I've had 2 girls do that to me.
Yeah.
Out of quite a few.
That's
you
a
know?
respectful way to end something.
Dude, that makes you feel so good because you're
Yeah.
like, thank you for telling me.
Right.
You know, I respect you for that. And then you're like, damn, she was dope.
Right.
For that.
Exactly.
Like-
It's like instead of just being ghosted,
Yeah.
it's like all right, well,
It's like, let's
What-
communicate.
what happened here?
Yeah.
you know.
Like, I don't ghost anybody. If I don't like them, I'll tell them straight up.
Yeah,
you
me
know?
too. I'll
Like,
flat
hey,
out
I
tell
had
you.
a great time with you, but I don't think this is going to work out,
Yeah.
so I wish you the best. We can still be friends. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that's what it's about, because you got to treat people how you want to be treated.
Absolutely. We're all
Otherwise-
connected, man.
If you start throwing shit out there, shit's going to come your way. Like, karma
Yes.
is real, dude.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll run your ass
110%.
over real fast.
Oh, yeah. Every time.
Yep.
When you think you got away with something, hell no.
No, it's coming for you.
Karma comes knocking.
Might take some time, but it'll come. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important to and I make fun of like hippies and whatnot, and just jokes, but I mean, like the fucking hippie, people they got it right, man. They got some stuff right.
Yeah.
You know, the like treat people how you want to be treated, and love each other and be peaceful and be kind and say polite things to people. Like that stuff matters.
Yeah.
And the whole like we're all connected thing, like we're like Carl Sagan said, we're all star stuff made out of stardust.
Damn.
We're all the same.
We're the universe
Yeah.
reacting with itself, basically, or
Yeah.
interacting with itself. Basically.
Absolutely. And I
We're
mean,
like the physical manifestation of it. Is
Yeah.
my belief.
yeah. And that like I always like to joke about it. I tell people that everybody says that the biggest question in life is what is the meaning of life, and I know the answer. Do you know the answer? It's one word.
Love.
Close. Movement. It's all movement. And this ties into everything we've been talking about right here.
That's very true.
The point of life is to move. Because if you boil everything down to like a molecular level, there's always vibrations.
Yeah.
Without vibrations, there's no movement, there's no life. Without life,
true.
there's no movement, there's no vibrations. So the point of life is to move. Keep fucking moving.
Yeah.
Every day, get up, move. Move your body, move your mind, grow, expand, and help others do the same thing. And that's the meaning of life right there, is to keep fucking moving.
I mean, what else are you gonna do? Just
Die.
sit in the same place forever. Yeah, but like, but like, you don't want to be in the same place forever. Do something about it.
Right.
Work towards it.
Yeah.
You lose a job, get a better one.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. Before my accident, I fucked around, lost my job. I was making pretty decent money, and I was super bummed. And I was like, well, am I going to lay around and be depressed or work on this? Dude, like, not even a week later, while I'm still healing from my accident and shit, like, I found a way better job with more room to make more money. But
What was-
not only that, it's like growth within the company.
Okay. What was the accident?
So we were going snowboarding, me, a buddy, and his girlfriend, going up I-80, headed south. And there was like snow blowing across the road. My buddy and his girlfriend were arguing. So there's like chaos happening. We're speeding, probably like 65, 70. And yeah, we're heading into Cheyenne on I-80. We hit like a bump in the road before this bridge, dude. And from what my buddy said, there was black ice all the way across the bridge after he looked at it after we wrecked.
Shit.
So we fucking fishtailed towards traffic, doing like 70, and then he whipped it back and we went the other way. And then somehow the truck turned again and we started sliding down like basically a little cliff sideways, and the truck was shaking. And it was like in that moment, I realized I didn't have my seatbelt on, so I like pushed myself into the corner because I was like, I don't want to be trying to get my seatbelt on and then it flip. So I like tried to brace for it, and we were sliding down the hill, and then at the last second, dude, everything just fucking tumbled, and I got tumbled like a dryer basically. So they were in the front seat. They didn't get hurt at all. I'm the only one that got hurt because there's like 2 seats and so much room for me to fucking bounce back and forth. Yeah, the truck flipped twice and then landed on its side. And yeah, when we landed, it took me a little bit to realize what the hell had happened. And I'm sitting on the window that I was sitting next to. The seats are right up next to me. The roof is next to me. And I like tried to, or so when I landed, my knees were like in my face. I was upside down.
Oh shit.
And I hurt. I like couldn't move and shit, I realized. But I didn't realize how bad it was. And then like I had enough adrenaline to sit myself up, and that's when I was on the window. And then when I was on the window, I was like touching my shoulder, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? That does not feel right. And then I realized I really couldn't move my arm. So they got out of the truck, got all their shit, got my stuff, and waited for like the and shit to get there. And they had to use like the jaws of life to rip the door off to get me out.
Yeah.
They were busting windows. Like it was intense. I was in the truck altogether for like 45 minutes after we wrecked.
Wow.
The roads were so bad, they shut it all down. Then they took me to Cheyenne Regional in an ambulance, the most expensive fucking car ride I've ever had in my life.
Yep.
But I'm thankful for them. But so I kind of had a spiritual experience that day, and I'm not a religious person, right?
Okay.
But it was crazy because the lady went and saw my 2 friends too, and then it was like nobody had seen this lady. She walked in and she was gone. But so they give me an ambulance, and they're like, we have to cut your clothes off. And I was like, no, like, let me, like, try to take this hoodie off. I like it. Couldn't do it. They're like, we're cutting it. I was like, fucking do it. Okay. And then got in there. Dude, there was like 20 people in the room. Started doing x-rays, taking blood and all this stuff to make sure no internal bleeding, no lung punctures, anything like that. No brain damage. Found out I had a broken collarbone and 2 ribs. And I was in a lot of pain. That was like the only bones I've ever broken in my life.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there, super frustrated, super pissed. Before they gave me the morphine, this lady walked straight up to me. And she's just like, I can't remember word for word what she said, but it was something along the lines of, it's okay, God's got this. He saw it coming. She walks away and disappears. Like, nobody saw her in the room at all. I swear to God, it was like an angel, bro. And, like, I'm not religious. But honestly...
And you didn't have brain damage?
No.
Okay.
And the way it made me feel, I just started crying. I was like, what the fuck was that? Because I felt it. And, like...
Yeah.
And then my buddy said the same thing, that she went in the room and then she was gone. The lady went and talked to him and his girlfriend. So, yeah, like... broken collarbone, 2 ribs. I got surgery 3 days later. That's what this fucking scar is from.
Damn.
Yeah, it looks like it's all lasered and shit.
Yeah. When did this happen?
March 5th.
So just like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was out for like 8 weeks and kind of went back to work before I should have, but I have to pay bills, so I had no choice.
Right.
But, yeah, kind of healed up quick. I'm back to work. I'm thankful.
Good.
But breaking your collarbone's gnarly. I
I
got
bet.
7 screws and a plate in there.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'm all bionic now and shit.
Yeah, right? Bigger, better, faster.
Yo, they say it's stronger than before. I'm like, bring it.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
go. But that fucking car accident was scary, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never flipped in a car before, and no seatbelt. Like, I'm lucky to be alive. Like, because the crazy thing was that day, there were 4 other rollovers down the road from us. Like, that whole area was just fucked with black ice, I guess. And each one of them had a fatality.
Damn.
One dude got ejected and he lived, but it was gnarly, man.
You're lucky you didn't get ejected.
Yeah,
Like, real lucky.
honestly, dude, like the way I hit that window, cause I busted the it's like the like the bed window.
Okay.
That corner, I busted it with my shoulder when the truck
Oh.
flipped. So it's like amazing I didn't go through any windows, thankfully. But like another funny thing to share, dude, we were going snowboarding, and I was scared to go because every time I've ever tried to go snowboarding in my life, something bad has happened.
Okay.
First time I ever went, I got left on a ski lift by my sister's ex-boyfriend, and I tried to jump up and grab the bar, and I fell off at like 15 feet. Didn't break anything, but it was just like a super scary experience. Second time, I went with a church group when I was younger. Day's going good. I'm just getting like the heel toe down. I'm carving. I look back, dude, and this skier is hauling ass, and he's talking to his friend.
Oh no.
And like seconds before I just saw it coming, like he knocked me out, and I got taken out by ski patrol. And then, a time before that, the first time when I fell off the ski lift, on that same trip, we got into a car accident before we got to the resort.
Yeah.
So, car accident then, falling off the ski lift, getting knocked out by a skier, and then almost dying in a car accident.
Fuck, man.
I'm
never
like,
going
fuck
snowboarding with
snowboarding.
you, man.
Fuck snowboarding, man.
Jeez.
It was so bad. And like, I was being good, man. I was like, yeah, we're going to have a good day. We're going to go snowboarding. Like, I'm not going to be high or drunk. I'm just going to enjoy this. Take it as like a good life experience. I was being good, man, and it just all went to shit.
Right.
Like, and it happened so fast. It was like, once we started sliding, it all happened so quick, but it was in slow motion, I swear. Because I knew what was coming, and I remember thinking before it flipped, I was like, I wonder how I'm going to feel when this all ends, because the truck was just picking up speed. It wouldn't stop, and like, oh man, it was gnarly.
Damn.
So yeah, within the last year, my life's been a little crazy, man.
Yeah?
Like, I'm still here, though.
Yeah. So after that accident, you got evaluated, and you had the broken bones and all that, and you go back to work, and now here we are. What, 2 months later?
Yeah.
And have you been back to the doctor? Have you had your head scanned again or anything like that?
Yeah, I went for there was 3 post-op checkups.
Okay.
Just to make sure there was bone growth and stuff.
Okay.
And my last one was so weird, dude. Doctors, I'm sure you know this, they're so intelligent, and they say intelligent people aren't good at interacting with people, basically. Right. He was so odd, dude. He walks in the room and doesn't say a word to me. Turns around, comes up to me, just grabs my shirt and just looks good, walks away, and he goes, "Oh, a little bit of bone growth." He's like, "Hopefully I never see you again." He's like, "No more restrictions," and I was like, "That's it."
Wow.
Word, dude. Cool.
Right. So it kind of left me with more questions, but okay.
Right. I was like, okay, I guess that was, better than I expected.
Right.
Simple. I like that.
Yeah. Well, you're lucky you didn't have a head injury, man.
That's what I was afraid of, man.
Because my rollover was in October of 2020, and I'm still having issues.
Really?
And I had serious swelling. Like, I hit my head hard, real hard. Like I had a broken nose, and I woke up the next morning with with blood pooling.
What?
On the side of my head.
Did you go to the hospital after the accident or no?
No.
Oh shit.
No. Because that's an ongoing issue.
Yeah.
I can't talk too much about it.
Yeah.
I'll share that on the podcast one day, the full story of that. But yeah, it was bad, man. I didn't know where I was for a couple of weeks. I still don't know where I was. There's 2 weeks of my life after that accident that I almost have no recollection of. Like, there's just snapshots of memories that may or may not be real. And that's scary.
Fuck yeah, it is.
My memory is not what it used to be. Like, I know that before my accident, I would remember everything. Right. Every word of every fucking conversation all day long. Now, like an hour after I wake up, I'm struggling to remember my day. Damn. And this is almost 2 years later. Like, yeah, dude, head injuries are for real. Like, I couldn't tie my shoes or do laundry or cook food or even figure out how to take a shower for like a while. It was rough. So you got off light, man.
Yeah, I
I'll take
did.
broken bones over a head injury any day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've broken plenty of bones, and that don't bother me. You
Right.
know, go ahead, break my bone. That's gonna heal.
I'm really thankful
Yeah.
it wasn't worse because
Yeah.
I felt like fucked up for a long time, and before they checked me out and stuff, I was like, dude, I feel like something was like really wrong. And then
Right.
I was relieved to know it was just a broken collarbone. It sucked, and
Yeah.
it still hurt, but like, I'm thankful it wasn't worse for
Yeah.
sure. And I'm sorry for your accident. That's
No, it's
shitty,
all right.
man.
It's all right, man. Things happen. And I was wearing a seatbelt too, and I hit ice at 60 miles per hour. Rolled my car about 6 times. I don't remember it. I remember feeling my brakes fail,
I used to be one of those
and
people
that's it.
that would be like, why are people driving so slow? I get it now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
fucking
After
get it,
after
bro.
that, when I drive in the snow, man, I have PTSD about driving in the snow now. Like this winter, I was driving slow. And people
Yeah.
are like flying past me, and I'm like, "You go ahead." Like I'm not playing that game.
My
Like, I
first
know that pain.
my first 2 weeks I was able to drive again. Like I was super freaked out a little bit, and then I'm back to driving like an asshole again. I hate to say it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I catch myself now and I'm like, nope, chill out. There's nowhere to rush to. You're just going home.
Right, exactly.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
And then people fly by me and I'm like, yeah, don't be like that fucking guy.
No,
You know?
don't. Like, you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then that's because you had a problem.
Yep.
You know, like if you rush too fast, you might not make it home.
Dude, exactly.
You know?
It can all change in a second is what I
Oh, yeah.
learned.
Oh yeah, it doesn't take much.
I still don't understand that day what made the truck slide like that though. Like
Yeah,
it was insane.
that's ice, man. That's it's just black ice. It comes out of nowhere, and you just lose all your traction, and then maybe you panic, and then that's it. It's
Yeah.
over.
It is gnarly.
Yeah. Damn.
Definitely makes you think different about driving fast when it's all
Yeah.
icy.
Yeah, right. If you're not a professional rally racer who specializes in that,
And you
just,
don't have a roll cage.
just take your time.
No, for real.
Save your own life, save other people's lives, man. Just
Yeah.
take your time. You'll be all right. Yeah.
I'm thankful we didn't slide into oncoming traffic because that's at first what was going to happen. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, dude, like, just watching it all go down is interesting,
Yeah. Yeah.
terrifying.
So how are you feeling now then? 2 months later, are you still having pain, or are you moving past it?
It's like, I don't feel pain, but I can feel it,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
It feels different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did a nerve blocker.
Okay.
So this whole part of my shoulder, I can't feel it.
Oh shit.
Dude, like, I had my friend pinch me as hard as she could,
Yeah.
and I bled.
Yeah.
I couldn't feel it. She's like, you really
Wow.
can't feel that? I'm like, no.
Yeah. I know how that feels too. I had a snowboard accident and hurt my knee really bad when I was 16. When I was 16, 20 years ago, and I still can't feel the lateral side of my knee, the outside of my knee.
Damn, maybe it'll be like this forever.
It might be.
So when I tattoo it, it won't
might be.
hurt.
Yeah. Hey, there you go. Get some cool ink on there.
I want to get like a zipper tat
There you go.
with like the bionic shit in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
that'd be sick.
I got hit at work one day about 4 years ago, I want to say. 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, somewhere in there. It doesn't matter. I was doing tree work. And guy, do you know what a throw ball is for trees, for doing tree work?
No, what is that?
It's basically a hacky sack with various amounts of metal pellets in it. And this one was 16 ounces. So 1 pound
Okay.
of iron pellets in a sack
That sounds
attached to a
intense.
string. And you take that ball and you throw it up over a tree limb, and then it drops down the other side, and you can use that little line to tie on a rope so that you can pull the rope into the tree so you can climb up the tree
Oh,
as an
okay.
arborist, right?
Yeah.
And I had one of those stuck in a tree, and guy next to me yanks it out, and it comes flying back at about 30 miles per hour and hit me right here, right under my eye, to the left of my nose, just above my mouth. Still to this day, I cannot feel a large chunk of my face.
What?
Yeah. It just, yeah, I didn't bleed or anything.
Did it
I
knock you out?
equate it to be, no, I didn't get knocked out.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 feet tall, bulletproof.
Bulletproof.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I always equate it to like getting sucker punched by Mike Tyson. That's about the only
Yeah.
thing I can equivalate that to that sounds like it hurts as bad.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, no stranger to pain over here.
No, it
I
doesn't
know
sound like
those.
it.
So,
That was like my first real accident ever, as far as
Yeah.
getting hurt goes. I used to fuck myself up all the time skateboarding when I was younger, but
right.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's a whole another thing too.
seriously.
Yeah. I've done lots of that. Hurt,
Oh, yeah.
broken ankles, and scuffed up and busted up, and hit my head, and all that stuff.
Oh, I've cracked my head so many times, man.
Right. Yeah, you gotta
Especially
be careful.
on stairs.
Yeah.
It'd always be trying to catch a kickflip, and I'd land on the nose and then just slip. and
Yep.
Knock myself out.
Yep.
Like every time.
Every time, man. But you know what you do? You get up and you do it again,
Yep.
and then you hit your head again. So you get up and you do it again. So you're like, no, I'm going to get this.
And never wear it.
You know, and that's where you need to be in your entire life.
Yeah.
You know?
Just get up and do it again.
Yeah. See? And these are the kind of stories you get to share when you're a life coach.
Yeah.
You tell people about all the times that you failed and you got back up.
Absolutely.
Because that's what life is about, right?
Straight up.
It is.
100%.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna call it good there.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Thanks
You got
for
anything
having
else
me
you
on
want to say?
Thanks for having me on the podcast.
Awesome.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And go tell somebody you love them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's how I always end it too.
Hell yeah.
Same way. Yeah.
Okay.
So, real quick before you leave, go ahead and plug your podcast one more time in case somebody wants to listen to it and how to get a hold of you on social media or whatever.
Right on, yeah. So the Better Life Podcast, you can also reach me on Instagram at GaryBernard96. Yeah. I hope you enjoy my podcast and definitely support the Homies podcast. Thank you for having me on here.
Anytime, man.
It's been fun with the doggo chilling,
Yeah, right. Always.
this professional setup.
All right, Mr. Gary Bernard. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That does it this week for the Best Adventure Podcast. Thank you to Mr. Gary Bernard for coming over here and talking to me and sharing his story. It was very exciting, very fun to talk to him. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. Go out there and do something awesome for somebody. Tell somebody you love them. Actually mean it. And keep living your best adventure. We'll see you next week. Thank you.